and I came out like feeling so good. The way that you ride the race is a little bit different. You're not necessarily paranoid about someone jamming on the brakes in front of you, or you're just going around in circles. The course is like the race is a lot more predictable in terms of like where you have to go. But
welcome back to another episode of the Bonk Babes podcast. If you're new here, thanks for joining us. This week we have on Claudia Marx. She is an Australian track cyclist, crit racer. She comes to the US and races, does basically everything. We talked to her about a bunch of stuff, so make sure to listen in to see what she says about track cycling. And then if you find yourself pondering, looking for more bike equipment, whether it's tires, new components, water bottles, hydration, etc., make sure to check out BikeTiresDirect.com and use code BonkBabes for 10% off your order while you're at it. Bike Tires Direct has been a longtime supporter of both the Bonk Babes and the Bonk Bros, so we love them. Make sure to use that discount whenever you're looking for anything new. So enjoy this episode. Technical difficulties got us down, but we're here.
We're back with Claudia Marx.
No one can stop us.
Nobody can stop us.
Nobody can stop us.
Imagine if someone tried to stop you while you were biking.
A pothole
Then
stopped me on Wednesday.
Oh, right. Sore subject. Baby girl's got her boo-boos.
Claudia, I literally launched myself on a pothole.
That's the worst.
I just looked away for 1 second. That's all it takes.
You okay?
Yeah, I'm fine.
My
ego was bruised. My shifter exploded. So Shimano, if you're listening,
bruh, that's the first. That's the first issue. Up. Why do you have Shimano shifters?
Is this on your road bike?
Yeah.
I am, on the road. I feel like Shimano is the. I don't know. If I'm saying this.
No, you won't get cancelled.
But if anyone wants to give me a free group set, go for it.
Yeah, we'll take it.
Yeah, you're like, I'll ride whatever, but Shimano still sucks.
Yeah, so I ate shit, but I'm okay. It's fine. It happens.
I'm still standing.
We've all done dumb things, right?
Yeah.
Claudia, thanks for sticking with us through the technical difficulties. We were chatting a bit about your world's experience. So they started really late. Like every session was it late in Chile or was it just late?
Well, the ones that they live stream, they only live stream the afternoon sessions. So each day that'd always be morning sessions starting from 10 o'clock in the morning. So us, we'd have our teams pursuit qualifying round 1 in the morning. And then there'll be another session in the afternoon. It just depends because some of the races need qualifying rounds, like the individual events, the timed events. And then other, the bunch events, they don't need any qualifying races. So they usually just have a straight out final, in the afternoon session, which is live streamed. But yeah, it means if you were doing qualifying and final rounds, you'd be out of the track all day. Yeah. From 9 o'clock till whenever the racing finishes, which can sometimes be pushed back to 10 p.m. It's long. Yeah, it's kind of rough.
Track days are long.
That's like a swim meet since they're inside.
Yeah.
Just swim for forever long.
Yeah. If you're lucky, you have enough time in the middle between your rounds to go back to the hotel, grab your lunch and just chill out. Hopefully hop on the recovery boots or try and have a nap or something. But sometimes you don't have that option.
How long are the breaks normally? In between?
I mean, I think for TP, Teams Pursuit rounds, there's usually a few hours, 2 hours or something minimum.
2 hours.
But, yeah. But
I feel like that's not that long.
No, but ideally they have it, sometimes they have it over several days. For us in at World Champs, we had our qualifying round on like the first day, and then our second day we had round 1 and then the final. So sometimes they like spread it out, which is good.
If you're racing from 9 a.m. to, I don't do track, so this whole thing really confuses me. As like a lot of the people that listen are probably like, what?
Yeah,
but
that's right. I'm here, a voice of the track people.
Yeah. If you're racing from 9 a.m. to like around 10 p.m. or like later in the day, and you have multiple races, how do you eat throughout the day to make sure that you're not going to like throw up?
Well, yeah, that's, I think, particularly for the track, like, because you have lots of little races, like say if you're racing an Omnium. So an Omnium is 4 events, and like the overall winner of these 4 events is like the winner of it. So you have, first round is a scratch race, which is just kind of like a normal kind of bunch race. First person across the line wins. There's a tempo, which is there's a point every lap, and only the first person on each lap gets a point. So it ends up being a full out, like full gas, because everyone's just trying to be at the front of this bunch for like 40 laps or something. There's elimination, which is like last person across the line is out until there's, one person left. And then the last race is a points race. So all the points you've accrued over the last 3 races, you start on those points. And then there's sprint laps every 10 laps. And then you like get more or less points depending if you take a lap or get lapped or whatever. So in between those kind of races, because you maybe have like, 45 minutes, like an hour at best in between, you're really like coming off, like just focusing on getting your cool down, jumping on the rollers for like 15 minutes, like trying to get that lactate out. And then for me personally, like I'm just trying to use the liquids, like just carb mix. It's a lot easier to consume, and while you're like cooling down on the bike, you can drink at it. So if you really load up your bottles, like that really helps, because sometimes it's just hard to get solids in or like get a proper like meal in, particularly like if you've only got a little bit in between racing, because you want at least kind of 2 hours to consume a proper meal, which usually doesn't happen for events like that. But yeah, usually you're just kind of like living off kind of getting lollies, like candy, rice kind of cakes, or just bars, muesli bars, gels as well. But I know a lot of us leading into the kind of events, you're really focusing on carb loading pre-event. So you have that fueling for the day. And then when you get home, eating as much.
Oh, sorry.
No, you're done. You're good.
I got excited to ask.
Grace needs to know.
What's your gel of choice?
Oh, I've tried a few. I've got to say I'm on the Precision Fuel gels at the moment, which I've enjoyed. Like after coming
Danny
from,
would like that.
Yeah,
they're literally the best.
After trialing a few different kind of flavored sports gels, and I don't know, now I kind of just look at the value of how much carbs are in it. Like I don't really care what the flavor is anymore. And I think because Precision, the flavorings just generic. Neutral. Like I don't get as sick of it. Yeah. And I've come to like the like chews as well, because I now make like a 60-gram carb like chew. It's a bit like it's a thick boy, but if you can get that down, like for track days, like something like that is kind of perfect, because
so good.
It's just solid, easy to get down. Yeah.
It feels like you're actually eating food.
Yeah, that's what I start eating if my stomach starts hurting during a race. Yeah. I'll eat a chew to try and see if that makes it feel better.
Yeah.
Does it?
Sometimes.
That's funny. When did you know you were going to go Worlds to represent Australia? Was that something you knew when you were in the States racing in the summer? Like, did you know you were going to go back home and do this? Or was it kind of a last minute thing?
I mean, I was very optimistic of it. Because I knew that I'd done the qualifying kind of events to be selected, but it wasn't confirmed till I got back home, which was, when did I leave? End of August? Yeah. It was like the beginning of September that they actually gave us the call that we were going. So by the time I'd gone, so I flew back, after my stint in the US, I was back in Canberra for like 5 days, which is where I'm from. And then I literally had to fly straight down to Adelaide to the national like team camp. And yeah, maybe within the first week of that I was there, they gave me the call. So, you know, it would have been a bit of a bummer if like they gave me the call and like, oh, sorry, you're not going. And I was like, well, I'm in Adelaide and, you know, but it's all part of the process. But yeah, I was super stoked to like get that call. And then like in conversations with that, they also wanted me to like relocate down to Adelaide. So that was like another stress that kind of came up because mentally I'd prepared to like relocate next year, but they're like, oh, we want you to settle in before the end of the year. So I'm like, okay, let me get my life together quick.
Where did you live? How far did you live from Adelaide?
Well, Canberra's like a 2-hour flight.
Okay.
Away.
Oh, okay. So it's like proper.
We could have a bit of a geography lesson.
Yeah, no kidding. I need a map.
I'm really bad at geography.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So you moved to Adelaide to kind of.
This is Australia, and like Sydney's kind of like up here, and Melbourne's like kind of down here, but Adelaide's like
at the very bottom.
It's like yeah.
Okay.
So Adelaide is South
one
Australia.
Side to the other side. What's the one on the other side?
Perth. So Western Australia is on the other side, and that's like a 4-hour flight.
Wow.
Yeah, that's what someone at the UCI like Placid race. He came over to the stands booth, and he was like, he had an Australian accent. So I was like, "Are you from Australia?"
I love your accent. And then we were talking, but
what did you say?
I love your accent. Where you from?
Yeah. I was like, "Are you from Australia?" And he was like, "Yeah." But then he was talking about how far away the two like big cities were.
Yeah. Pop quiz. What's the capital of Australia?
Perth.
Sydney.
Nope.
Kangaroo.
It's Canberra.
I was close. Kangaroo's pretty close.
I knew it was going to be a trick question.
Yeah, fun fact. They couldn't decide between Sydney or Melbourne to make them the capital city, so they just kind of made like a little random city in the middle.
I wonder if Danny would have known that.
Yeah. So when people come to Canberra, they're like, what is there to do in Canberra? It sucks. It's just like politicians.
Yeah, like it's literally the capital.
Yeah. But I love
it.
That's
so funny.
Yeah. If you know, you know. Like, yeah.
Claudia, the real question is, did a summer of American crit racing prep you fitness-wise to compete with Australia in team pursuit at World Championships?
Yes. I'm not even kidding. Like, crit racing is the best training particularly for track. Like, and when you're going to those 10-day long races, just like back-to-back crit racing, like Road America's Dairylands or Chicago Grit, you're getting such like race training is just completely different. Like you come out like a whole new fucking beast, and your like stop go power, like recovery and everything is just like, as long as you do like the few things right to like fuel yourself properly for that stint. Like I know the first season of going over to the US, I was cooked by the end of the season because I would did not look after myself properly. But this year I think I did a lot of things right, and I came out like like feeling so good. And just even for like bunch skills in general, like even though like for people listening, I guess like track cycling, there's no brakes, it's a fixed gear. So the way that you ride the race is a little bit different. Like you're not necessarily paranoid about someone jamming on the brakes in front of you, or, you know, you're just going around in circles. So the course is like, the race is a lot more predictable in terms of like where you have to go. But yeah, it means you can ride a lot closer next to people in the track, and it's a bit more comfortable to rub shoulders with people because like, that they're not just going to jam on the brakes and you stop kind of thing. But it is still dangerous in a high intensity sport because you're going up to speeds like over 50, 60 kilometers an hour. I don't know what that is in miles per hour, like 30 something. And yeah, if you come off the track, like you're sliding down wood surface, so you can get splinters, you can get burns. You can probably see like a few videos now I've seen circle around the internet where there's a massive crash and people just go over the railing into the crowd.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, that was so bad
terrible.
Last year too. Where were they in London? Where the crash
recently?
happened? No, last year. What's the track series they had last year? That I'm
the
blanking?
track league.
Yeah.
Yeah, I saw that. It was like some sprinters.
Yeah.
I think they were doing like a Kieran or something, and they both like kind of rode each other like up to the
all the way
railing.
up. Yeah.
Yeah.
Question talking about sprinters. Have you guys seen that guy on Instagram that's a track cyclist and he's like really, really jacked?
There's a lot of them.
Is he where's
real?
he from?
Well, yeah, where's he from? AI?
There's a Dutch guy
who's the German guy?
Wait, maybe I'll just look up like really
They're
jacked.
all jacked.
And his kit's really, kind of like camo, kind of like print.
Really jacked track cyclist.
Oh my God.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure he's a German guy, if it's the one I'm thinking about. He's like a bit older.
Yeah, this is the German. Wait. Yeah, this guy.
Yeah.
That's insane.
Hello?
That's literally what Claudia looks like.
This is literally me, guys. I am the female.
This is the video that I saw of him on rollers.
Yeah. I know you guys can't see Claudia's legs right now, but
insert photo.
That's amazing.
So it's everyday leg day?
No,
I feel like as a sprinter, you need some upper body. You need yank.
Yeah, I love doing upper body, and I think I think I'm lucky to be in a discipline like track cycling in general. You don't have to worry about your weight as much, which I'm so just hearing like particularly some of the other girls that you've had on your podcast, just hearing about like just the things that they have to go through on the road and those extra stresses of like maintaining body weight and stuff. Like I would not survive if I was like worried about that. And like there was a period where I was trying to manage that, and it's just so stressful. But yeah, like I think maybe in a normal week I'd maybe have 2 gym sessions a week, and that kind of goes through everything. Like I do upper body, legs, like core. I do a lot of like cleans and snatches and stuff, so it kind of works everything, which I really like. Like after I do a few like cleans in my session, I almost don't really need to do much upper body. Like I can feel my shoulders get like just stronger from doing that anyway. But yeah, in my gym program do a bit of everything, but with the track you just get so much intensity anyway. I feel so flogged after like an intense track training camp compared to like just normal road.
It's insane. And like it's so much muscular fatigue, which like you don't really get on the road. It feels like you walk out of like deadlifting and squatting 200 pounds 50 times.
It's so draining. And particularly for these like team pursuit camps, because you're constantly just in the bars like this. It's such an unnatural position, but your shoulders get so sore. And in this new position on my beautiful Factor bike, that it's so aggressive that I'm literally like holding up myself, so like my arms are literally like cramping before like the end of the effort, and I'm like, you're just trying to keep your head down.
It's insane.
It's a full body workout, but it's so intense. Like, and I think even for the track training sessions, like it's hard to fuel yourself as much as you need to because your body's just constantly going, and I feel like I just find it hard to have an appetite to like on off with that high intensity all the time. Like
what's your favorite event, and or like what did you enjoy the most at Worlds doing scratch and team pursuit? Did you do any other timed events?
I did the time trial, which was fun.
Okay,
so that's cool. The 1K time trial, so that's like 4 laps of the track full out basically. I think I don't know, I enjoyed everything. Team pursuit is just like a different kind of vibe because you're obviously with a team, so the prep and like the focus for that is completely different, where I feel like the individual events, like there's more kind of pressure on yourself, but it's also a bit more fun because you're not having to like show up for like your teammates kind of thing. Like
totally.
I really enjoyed the scratch race. Like I wasn't necessarily like happy with kind of like how it finished. Like there's a few things that I like definitely would change if I like did it again, but I was happy with how I felt starting on the on the start line. and rode like 3/4 of the race, like really well and just calm and collected. But yeah, I have loved the recent change in the time trials. So it used to be 500 meters and it's now gone to 1K, which is like enduros are popping through. So I kind of like ruffling some feathers and seeing where I stand with the actual big dog sprinters.
You guys do, so if it's a 1K, do you guys start like
it's a gate start
when they have you in the stand, or do they have you do like the lap?
So it's in the stand, so it's a gate start.
Okay.
So so like there's a gate thing that holds you, so you like put your bike into it, and there's a little like rim brake thing that holds onto the back of your wheel, and it connects and it connects to like a countdown timer, and it counts down from like 50 seconds or something. And then there's a whole technique to starting out of a gate though, like you almost want to like start moving your body before like the very last beat before you get out, so you get the full like momentum. And it's just such a like,
so you don't like stall because you don't want it to open, and then for you not to be moving forward yet.
Because sometimes sometimes you go too early, but the thing's still like holding onto your back wheel, so you like you just don't go anywhere, and then it's a whole thing to master. Like I've started to do a lot more of those gate starts because my position in the team's pursuit.
Yeah, you were
starting
P1.
to do more starting role. So in the team's pursuit, there's like 4 riders, but everyone has a little job. Like you're not. I don't know. From the outside, I feel like you're riding. Everyone's just riding in circles and doing what they can, and then jumping and like doing their swing and jumping back on. But everyone actually has specific roles, and each position has specific roles. And before you go out, there's usually lap strategies that we've got. So rider will normally do like 2 and a bit laps, peel, get back on. First rider will maybe do like 1.5, and then the last 2 riders will normally do kind of like 2 laps each in their first turn, and then going through again, the starter just like does what they can because they're pretty gassed from the start. But each team kind of rides their strategies differently. Sometimes there's been a few countries that have like the 4th rider, which is a rider at the very end, who's usually their job is to usually settle the pace. So when the starter gets back on, they can recover really well for their second turn and pull a longer turn. But sometimes that 4th rider, they do like 3 or 4 laps and that's their turn, and then they finish the race, they're done, which is like a very different way of riding the race. But for some countries, depending on like the physiology of your riders and who you've got, like there's so many different ways that people can ride the race. So that was another interesting thing to watch, how different countries rode their race. Yeah.
How do you guys start team pursuit?
Like physically, like in the race?
Yeah, like do you guys do like a pace lap and then just get into formation? Like
no, so it's a gate. It's a gate start. So you'll have the first rider in a gate, and then the next 3 riders are being handheld by people.
Like up the track, so you're in a line.
Oh, okay. So they're up the track, not like in a diagonal.
So so Claudia kind of is supposed to get out in front the quickest, so everyone can drop in behind her.
And how many laps is it?
16. It's 4 kilometers.
Are there different?
Each lap is like 325 meters. Someone's gonna listen to this and be like, Claudia, you should know how long a track is.
But
300 something.
Wait, but is the men's race different from the women's?
No, it's
like
the same.
Lengthwise. Oh, okay.
It's the same.
Which is
so they're both 4
that's a recent change too, though, right? Because weren't the women originally 3K and they got bumped to 4K in the last couple of years?
Ever since I've been doing the team's pursuit in the last 3 years, it's been 4K, but I'm pretty sure there was a time that it was 3K.
They were at 3K.
But they have recently changed the individual pursuit distance. So individual pursuit is just you being a solo rider doing what used to be 3 kilometers, but now it's gone to 4 kilometers to match the men's. And then, they also changed the time trial, which used to be 500 meters, so only 2 laps. But now for the women, it's 4 laps to match the men's.
Yeah. Equality.
Yay. Which is like for pro and con, because, for time trial events like that, which are more kind of sprint events, I definitely favor the 1 kilometer over 500 meters. But then for those longer endurance events, like an extra like 4 laps in an individual pursuit is like the longest 4 laps of your life. Like,
yeah.
Like you've ridden an individual pursuit, right? When you come off the bike and you literally can't walk. Like
there's no other way. Worst.
I have such a love-hate relationship with individual pursuit.
They're like, the absolute worst. Yeah.
It's literally like you and the clock. Like you got to get that dog out, and it's satisfying that you can empty the tank that much and just feel absolutely like, but and just training for it is just rough. But
and it's even crazy the difference in terms of like physiology for a rider that's suited for a 500 versus a kilo. It's such a big difference, right? Like, because you're going to get the pure sprinters winning that 500. And then you have the kilo where like some people, did you use
time
aero bars?
Yeah. So I think ideally you do want to be in time trial bars because it's just so much more aerodynamic. Yeah. But I think where the sprinters have an advantage is that gate start because they get out so much quicker. And I think they're able to run bigger gears, but they tend to like tailor off on the back end. Whereas enduros, they can start on a smaller gear. So this first kind of 2 laps winding up won't be as quick as a sprinter, but they can hold it on the back end because they're used to that lactate in the last like 4 laps and can kind of push through it. So I think my advantage was like I was able to, my start wasn't amazing, but I could just hold it in the back end and I could really sit in those bars because that's like I live in those bars. Whereas some sprinters, their position is a bit more upright because they're just not used to it, which comes down to milliseconds, like marginal gains, right? But it'll be interesting to see where that like race goes because it's so new. And there's a few enduros pushing through doing it. So I think I was 11th in my time, and there was only one other enduro in front of me, which was maybe like
what is enduro? Like like an endurance
rider. Yeah, sorry.
So there's like a sprinter.
Yeah.
Okay, you're saying enduro, and I'm like
sorry.
An enduro, bro.
Endurance rider. Sorry. Yeah.
That's Claudia. What's funny is like because you won the Australian Kilo Nationals, right?
Yeah, I did.
And but for
Wait, can you explain though what that means? What does that mean?
Well, I was the fastest female in Australia in the 1 kilometer time trial.
Okay. That makes sense. Okay, sorry, Esma, keep going.
No, it's fine. But it's funny. Claudia's talking about like the endurance riders versus the sprinters in this specific event. And for example, for the U.S. nationals in this event, like it was the sprinters, I think 1 through 3 men and women. And so it's really interesting because it could evolve. It could evolve. Like people like Claudia who like you kind of walk that line, but like you're not a pure track sprinter. Like you are endurance, but you're a road sprinter. It's just funny to see like the nuances of track and like where you excel. Because like you could do a Kieran and absolutely smash it, right? But that's like a sprint event.
I know. I feel like there's so many enduros that could actually take on like sprinters.
I think so too. It's just like a different line of training.
Like, you would have had Graham Frisley at your nationals. He was given it a good crack in the sprint events.
Don't even get me started on Graham. Graham, if you're listening, what the heck? He literally like he's so good, and it was so funny because he would hop into like I think dang near every event and did phenomenal. But he's tiny. Like he looks like an endurance rider. He is an endurance rider, but like he can hold his own in the sprint events.
So like if you're a sprinter, your workouts are more geared towards sprinting and then endurance the other way. But what do you think his were like?
Yeah, what's Graham doing?
Let's get Graham on the phone right now.
Let's just call Taylor up.
So we need to, can you tell Grace
who Graham
naturally
is? Good. He just does anything. Yeah, who's Graham?
So Graham Frisley, he's an Australian, he was an Australian rider and he's recently just gone, is now riding for the US. So
how is that possible? Oh, dual citizenship?
Yeah.
Is it okay? Yeah, dual.
But don't you only have one chance to switch over and then you can't switch back? Or did I make that up?
I don't know.
I'm sure there's some rules.
Wait, so you can just pick?
Yeah.
Well, we're happy to have him.
We're the second in the last year or so. That's the second rider that we've lost, because we lost Matthew Richardson, which is the whole thing. And then he was one of our best sprinters.
Wait, who's that?
He's a sprinter. He went over to Great Britain.
I didn't even.
There was a bit of drama about that
together, actually, because I've actually. So since I've been,
you know who I'm talking about?
Yeah, I know who you're talking about, but I don't know the drama. But I know him from racing with Great Britain.
Yeah,
that's funny.
So he started off with Australia, and so he was our best sprinter, and I think it was just a difficult time because he wanted to move over, just for a change, and why not? There's not a whole lot of support in track cycling, so do what you can to get the most out of your career, I guess. But
yeah,
I think what was a bit tricky was just the timing of it, because he basically left straight after the Olympics and didn't really tell anyone. So there was a bit of it's hard to know how to respond to that, and particularly as a nation, I think the response was don't come back, which is a bit rough.
Wait, that's so weird that you could just switch teams like that, though.
Yeah, it's a process. There's been a Kiwi rider that's, you would know, Esma. I think it's out in the public
Grace
now. But
knows too.
Yeah. Riley McMullen? No.
Oh.
Riley McMullen. Yeah, she's moved over from.
Is that public?
Yeah.
Go Riley.
Yeah. So she's based in Adelaide now, so I'll be hanging out with her a bit, which is fun.
Okay, so does that and Riley, I love you. We love you.
Shout out Riley. You should get Riley on the podcast.
That would be fun. Well, okay, so that's kind of answers my next question. Are there frustrations around that, or is it kind of like what is the selection process like? Is it really cutthroat? Is it something you try and protect as a rider who's now ridden at the Nations Cups and world level with Australia? For the US, it's pretty we've talked about it on this pod before, especially with the women's team pursuit selections and the camps and talent ID that they're doing here. And it's to be honest, not great. It's very, very difficult to get that opportunity. And so what's it like for you in Australia? And is it exciting to have Riley, come on over? Or is it scary?
Yeah. I mean, obviously, I don't know. It's good having a lot of people coming through, because it means more upwards pressure and you get better riders out of that. I know our new coach, Ash Kudinoff, who's the national women's endurance coach, she's focusing on that a lot. So she's only recently come in the last year, and she's really trying to bring a bigger group of girls together, so we have more consistent training groups. That's awesome. And more pressure to just kind of be better, so everyone's kind of pushing themselves, which I think, as a rider, it's I don't want to deal with all that, but at the end of the day,
you have to just embrace it.
It's a part of the sport. If you want to do well, you have to kind of do these things. So having people like Riley come across with a lot of experience, and I think she, has the potential to add a lot of value to our national team. But when it doesn't matter. It doesn't mean that she's automatically a part of the team, though. She still has to do the same qualifying and stuff like other people. So I think, the first kind of main, I mean, I don't want to speak for her, but there's a few national events at the end of the year, Omnium National, Madison and Omnium Nationals at the end of this year. And then we usually have track nationals in March next year. So there's a few spots where new people coming through have the opportunity to do qualifying times and I guess showcase their place kind of on the national stage. And then from there you get potentially picked up in state institutes. So I guess it's a different thing that we have in Australia. Each state has their own kind of sporting institute, and it's so I'm with ACT Academy of Sport. ACT is Australian Capital Territory, so the state that we're in. And they basically provide, so I have access to the AIS, the Australian Institute of Sport, coincidentally, because it's just in the same place. So I get all the medical support there. We have nutrition, psychologist, physio, gym, like access to all the recovery facilities. And all the institutes in the States kind of vary in what support they have.
How many are there? How many of the institutes are there?
Well, there's one I don't know if Northern Territory has one, but I know we've got ACTAS, NSWIS, which is New South Wales, VIS, which is Victoria Institute of Sport, Brisbane, which is QAS, and then there's SASI, which is South Australian Institute of Sport, and WACE, which is Western Australian Institute of Sport. So I'm pretty sure there's 6. Oh, and there's Tasmania as well. So TIS is Tasmanian Institute of Sport, so there's 7.
Can't forget about Tasmania.
Forget about Tasmania. Yeah, we have a few good riders coming out of Tassie, even though it's a little small thing at the bottom of Australia.
Okay.
That is a part of Australia. It is a part of the country.
Okay, so like how do you feel like the pathways are? Like it just feels really, like it feels like there's a lot more, I guess, institutions or organizations placed around Australia that can provide support in a way. Is that true? Or is it still pretty tough to get into the pipeline for track specifically?
No. Like being biased, I felt like I had a pretty good like grassroots development. I mean, I came in maybe in under 15s, which is a bit later compared to some people that have been riding since they literally came out of the womb. But like I started just at my local track, and there we had a really good kind of just like volunteer base of coaches that wanted to bring kids into the sport, and I started there. And then within my first kind of season of training on the track, I got selected for the state team, and I rode my first track nationals within the first like year of riding, which I think you can't really get in any other sport, like coming in that fresh. So I think that almost gave me some confidence, being like, oh, I can actually kind of get somewhere in the sport. I guess it's such a niche, like in a way it's, if you're good, like you'll move up pretty quickly. And then, but like once you get to that top level, it's just always hard with the politics of selection and stuff like that. I know things are changing for the better in Cycling Australia and how they select riders, and it's based off like numbers and performance rather than, you know, past history of like how they perform. But yeah, so there's always more that can be done in this space. And I think there is a bit more of a direct pathway for track because it's a bit more controllable rather than compared to like road cycling. There is, you know, a lot of like kind of junior development and bunches that kind of go around in the junior space. But in terms of like once you get into that higher level of road cycling, like there's people that are, you know, freshly like 16 or 18 just going straight overseas because there's like nothing left here for them in Australia really. And I guess it's the same for track as well. Like, you know, we get a few like international competitions here. Like we have the World Cup in Perth beginning of next year, which is awesome. And our probably next closest competitions are in like Asia. But yeah, still a lot of people are traveling over to Europe, and I guess people are discovering the US again now too for road development side of things. So yeah, I've been super like just trying to put the US out there because I feel like it's such a good like stepping stone for a lot of people. And the style of racing is a lot more forgiving, and I feel like it's just a lot more fun in general. Like it's enjoyable. Like you can go out.
The US of sleigh.
Yeah. No, we love when our Kiwis and Aussie friends come race with us all summer. It's like so special for us. Seriously. And we're always sad when you leave.
I know. It's always so hard. Yeah. I feel like I've really kind of found a place over in the US. Like I feel like I just kind of found my like thing. So I really want to keep
crushed it this year.
That's true.
Dude, you absolutely crushed it. Going back to those longer series too, like I feel like you're a type of rider who excelled at like Chicago Grit and Toad. Like you just like were able to show up day after day and like be really consistent. That's so big.
Yeah. And it's so different as well because like this year I came over as a privateer. So like my first season I was with Fearless Femme Racing. And you know, they have a few like good riders that come in. They had a really strong team this year with Odette Lynch and Bryony Botha and Paola.
So good.
But yeah, I guess like I've had a few people ask me about like coming race in the US and how's the best way to do it, and like do I come as an individual rider or do I try and find a team? And I feel like the first season in particular, I think it's really beneficial to be a part of a team. Just in terms of like getting the ground, like making the connections, knowing what like you're kind of getting yourself into and what support you might need, and making connections with host housing. And once you start networking, like someone knows someone that can help you. Like it's just the evolution from there. But yeah, racing it this year as a privateer, I had so much fun. Like I was kind of like not really sure what I was going to get myself into, but I had confidence that like, you know, I knew enough people, like I can kind of come over, have a few things organized and know I'm kind of just going to figure it out along the way. But yeah, racing as a privateer, it's a bit like different. Like you're having to really save yourself and consciously think about what things you want to chase down, who you want to go with, like how's the best way to line out a sprint, what lead out train you can jump on and where you can squeeze in, because you don't have people working for you that can chase other things down or lead you out. So it really uses your brain in a different way, and I think that's been super beneficial for the track, because you're racing solo out there, like but yeah, I definitely found racing for a team for the first time last season, because I'm so used to being an individual rider, like you really have to try to think for the team and just have one brain and not be like, oh, I'm hurting right now, I just want to be like selfish and save myself. Like no, like if your job is to like screw yourself over and just send a flyer, like that's your job. Like if your job is to do a lead out into the last corner, like you need to be gassed by that last corner. It doesn't matter if where you finish across the line. So
totally.
I'm still keen to like potentially work with teams in future, but I think for me, like it really depends on, I feel like I'm in a spot now that I don't necessarily need a team around me. So if I'm
like to have a lot of success in the calendar year in crits, like as a privateer versus like gravel, where like with crits, it's a huge team sport, and gravel, it's like starting to go that way, but like it's not really there. It makes it so much harder.
Yeah. Like, I feel like it's, I got so much more out of racing as an individual. I feel like more people knew who I was and could recognize me. And there were some people that were like, oh, is this your first season? I was like, no, I had a whole season last year with a team. I just didn't know who I was.
I think it depends on the person. Like, I think if you're able, make the most of it and like put yourself out there and like be social and make friends and like really, really try and lay down those roots and like create those small bubbles of within the community, like it's really beneficial to kind of like, if you can do it, right? Like teams are also, the thing with teams is the instability, right? Like you're betting so much on them like being able to provide for you year after year and like last that entire year with their resources versus you being fully in control and like transparent of that from the jump.
Right. Yeah. Like there's definitely a few teams, like ButcherBox seems to be really good at like a development team that like whenever I've had kind of Aussie riders ask me who to ride with, I'm like, hit these guys up because they're like been really good. But yeah, there's always teams folding, which is like this year we had LA Sweat.
That was crazy. And like, I hope it's just a break, right? Like I hope it's and they come back, but it's devastating. And even ButcherBox, like I've heard, like, I don't know if they're around next year or not. Like they've been growing and then declining, growing. And like, it's cool to see. Fearless Femme is actually really interesting. And like, it's cool what that team has done, especially with international riders.
For sure.
I think that's really wonderful. Grace, I know they're kind of based in PA. So Claudia was based out of PA for a bit in the States.
Oh, right. We talked about this when I was in Boulder.
Yeah, they're in Lambertville. I don't know if you know where that is. It's like on the border of PA and New Jersey.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a very small little town. When I rocked up there, because that's where I was based last year, I was like, I feel like I'm in a movie set right now. This does not feel real.
Yeah, that's like where I am now, but I like it. So. Yeah. It's just like me and the Amish.
Perfect.
Tranquility. Yeah. It's such a good, like, it's the training roads, like in Lambertville, it's basically just like all farm back roads. Like you could ride for hours and not see a traffic light.
Nice.
Like, which is the best.
That sounds amazing.
Yeah, where I live, they like single track on Instagram. It's just like news.
Oh, yeah.
Poster thing for like mountain bikers. And they just did like an article on Rothrock, which is the state forest that I live like 5 minutes of a bike ride away. And it is so funny because a lot of people don't think of Pennsylvania as a good like riding spot or like riding destination. Like people will go to Brevard or Asheville or like all these other places to go and ride their bike. And then in Pennsylvania, they're just like, oh, there's nothing there. Cause I mean, that's what I said when I moved here. I was like, what's in Pennsylvania? But there's like the best riding ever. Like mountain biking, gravel, and road is like so good right from my door. Like I don't have to drive to go and ride mountain bikes or gravel anymore. So it is really nice.
Driving to get to your training destination is rough. I don't think I'll survive it.
Yeah. I don't think that's what, like, whenever I go, like, I've moved like 3 times in the last 3 years. So whenever I go to move somewhere, I'm always like, okay, I need to be on the outside of town where the heat maps are good.
Yeah. That's funny. That's so true.
But yeah, circling back to privateering though. Grace, you privateer?
No, I am I like can't
I'm not sure.
I can't announce anything yet.
Oh, okay. But were you on a team this like one season? Or?
No. So I basically just do like the amateur races just for funsies. And then next year I'll do like a few elite races, but I don't know. We'll see.
But you've been riding for yourself.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Do you have like your own personal sponsors, or are you just kind of like funding your own thing?
No. I'm just like a normal person. Like I just work.
Work all the time. But I think it's so like great. I feel like the whole like, I mean, I know you haven't done much crit racing, but in terms of the gravel scene and just racing over there, it's like crazy that you can still race at that kind of level and still do a full-time job. Like Esma, like I know you're the same too. Like balancing that but having a sport that you can do like that and still like race at such a professional level. Yeah. Like, I feel like you can't do that with a lot of sports. Like,
there's also, I feel like we do forget how lucky we are, how much racing there is here. Like, I recently read a post on LinkedIn because there's been so much talk of like road racing dying in the US. That's just like, it's been a perpetuated thing for a while now. But like Claudia, I've also talked to a lot of Australians who come race in the US and they're like, we do not have what you have here in terms of infrastructure to support weekend. Like you can do 40 days of racing in the summer here.
Oh, yeah, for sure. Like, I had a few people ask me like, oh, I've heard that your race scene in Australia is like, your crit scene in Australia is like so good. And I'm like, what crit scene?
You're like, hey, where are you talking to?
Tell me where they're at, because like, there's a few like local series that go on in Australia, like in South Australia where I've just been. They have like a series that goes on and it's like over a few weekends. And I know Melbourne's pretty well known for like the crit series that they kind of have go on, but it's nowhere near the scale of what they have in the US. Like the consistency, the prize money, like I can support myself like comfortably in the US with the prize money that you can
Cream
get.
Queen. Yeah, totally.
But in Oz, like you're lucky to win a pair of socks. Like there's not much going on.
Totally. And that's like, I think it's so important for people to know that, because it's seriously perpetuated here. And it makes me so upset because I'm like, you just don't, I don't know. We have something really wonderful here on road and on gravel. Like Grace can honestly race every weekend doing gravel races too, locally and at a national level.
Yeah. Like it would be great. Like I'd love for Australia to get to that level, but I think there's definitely a lot of work that would need to be put in place. I think they've started to do a lot more around the road series. Like they've started Pro Velo League, which is like like summer kind of road series that goes throughout the year, like 3-day kind of races across Australia. And at the end, the like overall winner gets. Last season they got offered a pro contract on Jayco Alula on the Devo team. So there's things like that they've recently brought in, but it's a lot of like if you're not a part of a team, it's a lot of money for you to enter, and you don't really get money as like for doing well in it.
And
either.
That's like that's how you sustain it, right? Like you need to win something to be able to come back and like keep it going.
But I feel like that's such a like I feel like it's such a privilege, I guess, like for me to be able to be like, I found my thing in the US and I'm content with that. Like I know there's a lot of people that want to go pro on the road, and that pathway is so much harder because it's so much more saturated, and you're not getting that reward
and
like,
expensive and just like and just you're like, not.
No, you're like screwing yourself over for like you're going to spend like a block in Belgium, become depressed, and be like, fuck this, like, and then. Who knows? You might not get a pro contract. And then there's so many people that do get that pro contract or get on that Devo team, and they're like,
this is not what I expected.
This is not it. And they turn themselves inside out, or it's just not sustainable because a lot of those teams aren't doing the small things right in terms of like fueling and mental health support and
cycling's it has a bad history, right? Like in terms of as like mental health and like abuse and all the things, like it is not good. It's something I think going back to like, I don't know, like we all have such a passion and love for it. And like you said, like you could turn yourself inside out and like work so hard, like work yourself to the bone, put everything in your life on hold to like go Europe and like race in Belgium and try and get a result to like stair step to like a Spanish Conti level team, and then it can all go to shit, right? But you're putting everything out there and you want it so bad, and I think that's what breeds so much of the abuse, right? In cycling. And so I don't know, it's so interesting. It's a sport unlike any other sport out there, especially on a global level.
And it just consumes your whole life. Like
totally.
I don't want cycling to be my identity, but it is. Like there's no escaping it. Like
it has to be.
I know. Like my whole like every day, like in a normal like I'm on a 3-week break at the moment, thank God, because I am like so cooked from this season. Like I'm not touching a bike for as long as I can. Yeah. But like during your training, like most people are on the bike like, 2 to 3 hours a day if they can, ideally. And like, you're fueling, like you need to think about your meal times. You need to think about like, the races that you're coming up and just like your friendship circles. Like I found it so hard to make normal friends like outside of cycling. Like I'm moving to a whole different state and I'm like, I need to find friends out of cycling. But I don't know, like, what do I do? Like my cycling consumes so much of my life, and to find that like, I don't know, another niche to connect with other people. It's like, I don't know, I need to pick up a hobby or something. Like, it's
literally,
But then again, like, but then again, literally my life. But then again,
I was going to say, the like 2 friends that I've made that weren't cyclists, they both turned cyclists. We don't bike together.
But I feel like, that's also just such a amazing thing about the sport that we can connect with so many people, and like I can come over to a completely different country and just immediately feel like welcomed and just like make all these friends, and it's it's a really special sport, and I feel like we have a really strong like cycling community, like just the general cycling community is something really like unique about the sport. Like I definitely don't think I would have progressed as much as I have without like that community around me, because the support from people, just the generosity in general, like particularly in the US, like people are just, I did not realize, like there's some people that would literally go out of their way. They don't even know me. They would go out of their way to like help me. I'm like, why are you why are you helping me? Like, what is your motive behind this? But it's just a different culture. Like, we don't, like, not to say that people aren't generous in Australia, but I feel like people are a lot more like nonchalant in, I don't know, just, how they respond to people, and are often a little bit more kind of like closed off. Like in America, like I can kind of walk the street and I'm bound to have someone random come up to me and just start a conversation. Like we don't really get that like in Australia. It took me a little bit to get used to. Like there'll be some people that I'd be like, oh my God, you're so tall.
Grace.
Like
Grace is the professional yapper.
Or like going through an airport.
I was wearing that sweatshirt last night.
You were?
Yeah, I have a sweatshirt that says that.
Professional yapper.
Yeah, there's like introverts do not exist in America. Like I've had to train myself to be extroverted, which is so good. Funny. Like it's good to build those social skills. But yeah, I remember Danni mentioning how like, you know, going through the airport and like you just have people come up to you and ask what's in your box. What's in your box? Is that a musical instrument? Is that TV? Like, like in like Australian airports. I mean, Australian airports are a lot more nicer to deal with. But like, yeah, if someone's going to come up to you and ask what's in your box, it's going to be an American, like guaranteed.
That's so funny.
Yeah, I still need to find like a good response to that. Like, just the same.
Oh my gosh, my dad. So he used to kiteboard all the time, and he would like, when we went on family trips, like out of the country that were like beach trips, he would bring his kiteboarding stuff. And granted, though, it was more of like a longer, like stuffed bag. And so people were like, oh, what's in your bag? And my dad would be like, my mother-in-law. It's just it. And they would just be like, oh. It was a good one, though, I will say. It made people laugh.
Yeah, that's really funny.
I was going to ask if tire selection on the track is as important as tire selection on the road.
Well,
gotta talk about tires.
I feel like it, like there's a few people that are very like anal brain sciencey about this, because I'm sure there is, because you know friction and drag is a lot on the track, particularly in terms of aerodynamics. There's a lot more of an aerodynamic focus. So I'd say yes, but I can't say exactly what tires they would be because I'm not usually the one dealing with my tires.
Yeah.
So what about you?
There's like, what do you know the tire width you traditionally run on the track, Claudia?
I can't say I do confidently.
Okay. I think it's between 23 to 25. Right?
Yeah. I want to say 25, but I could be wrong. I remember running like 23 like narrow tires when I first started, and now they're not.
Right.
Like, they're leaning away from that.
Yes. And so that's where I was going with that, Grace. Like they have gotten a little bit wider on the track, just like how they have on the road and off-road scene.
Mm-hmm.
But theoretically, I think if you had like a really fast, smooth track surface, you could still run like fairly like the skinnies. But like you do have some tracks out there that are a bit rougher. Like even Boulder Valley Velodrome, which is outdoors, bumpy, even Colorado Springs, which is concrete and bumpy. Hella bumpy.
That sounds terrible.
Yeah. So like those are tracks like I definitely think you could run a wider tire. So I don't know, like the same science applies.
Like for the concrete track versus the wood track, would you run like a slicker tire or a grippier tire?
I think the tread on most track tires is the same, which is no
there
tread.
is like specific track tires. It's not just like road tires.
Yeah, but that's also because a lot of them are you running, I guess, do you run tubulars, Claudia?
Yeah, like we have to glue the tires on.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
So
tubulars?
Yeah, for race.
On the track?
Yeah. Yeah.
What the helly?
Yeah, so it's a completely different game.
Wait, tubulars are like so vintage, I feel like.
But it means that they can, like, you're pumping up your tires to like 180 psi.
Yeah.
Wait, on the track?
For an indoor track, yeah.
You pump your tires up to 180? And they're like 23s?
Probably 25s.
How do they not blow off?
Because they're glued on. I don't know.
Wait, that makes no sense in my mind.
Yeah. Well, because it's just, like maybe for...
You just don't need, like, it's literally, you don't need to account for, like, anything, Grace. Like, it's just...
But do you ever slide out in the turns or no?
No,
like, if you're angle...
there aren't turns.
What about when it's rainy?
Well, you're not supposed to... You don't race when it's raining.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I'm learning
but, like, there is... Sometimes the stickers on the track are slippery. I know, like, often
definitely
in the bends, they often have, like, big kind of stickers for advertising. Yeah. And there's sometimes... I don't know. I feel like it's a bit of a myth because sometimes people tell you, like, oh, the stickers are slippery just to psych you out. But sometimes they are actually slippery.
Claudia, remember when the indoor track flooded at track nationals and we had a weather delay? Were you there that day? Oh,
wait, I wasn't there at nationals, but I was there at the track event.
Not nationals.
Before.
What was it?
What was the event called? I can't remember. It was like a pre-nationals event. I can probably find it in my email.
Yeah, why can't I remember? What was it? Why can't I?
Was it like Lansdowne something?
No, I swear you were at nationals.
Oh, no, I was there. Sorry, I was watching. Sorry, I'm just gaslighting you.
Grace, I was laughing earlier because you were talking about, like, theoretically we can race all day because it's indoors, except we literally had the track in Colorado Springs flood. Like, it literally came from the outside onto the track.
To be fair, like, for context, Colorado Springs, it's like an outdoor track, but then it has like like they call it a bubble. Like, it's literally a little block tent that goes over the top. So I feel like it's not the most actually insulated, like, weathered. Secure. Yeah. So that water found its way in.
That was so funny.
Yeah, it was raining pretty hard.
Okay, Claudia, I have one other question. What are you doing next year? And are you coming back to the U.S.?
Crit dog.
Yeah.
She a crit dog.
Woof. I guess leading into next year, it's a very much track focus. We've got our Commonwealth Games coming up, which is like your Pan Am.
Grace knows all about that now.
I just learned
Commonwealth Games.
Hey, yeah. So that's a really big event for Australia, and that will kind of lead up. Kind of help with selections leading into the 2028 Olympics in LA. So, we've got a few World Cups at the beginning of the year for track. And then, I'm definitely plotting a little US crit stint.
Yes.
Coming over and doing my own thing again. Just feeding in between the track racing. But now that I'm kind of relocating to be with the national team, I think my season's going to be a lot more track focused.
Track heavy.
Now.
Okay.
Which will be a bit of a learning curve for me because I definitely like my balance between track and road time.
Yeah.
The US kind of scene is always a bit of a nice kind of break, like reset.
Yeah.
Kind of for me.
Does your coaching change much when you change from track to like doing crits throughout the summer and then back?
Well, I've been like since before like joining the national team because I think I'll and eventually change coaches once I move down there. But my coach is just kind of, I've had the same coach through like my track, road and crit racing, which has been like great. But definitely the type of training that I'm doing, like specifically for like track and then crit racing is a bit different. Like if I'm leading into a track event and I'm here in Canberra, because I don't have access to a velodrome here. So all of my training has been on the road. So I do a lot more efforts on my time trial, like my road time trial bike, and it'll be kind of like that 3 to 4 minute efforts, kind of replicating a team's pursuit. But then, leading into a crit season, it's usually like I don't have as much like specific prep for the crits because you kind of ride into it. And a lot of the times, like I can just race the crits and then just do a bit of like endurance base on the side and I'm good. Like that's my training. But definitely like just a few more kind of higher intensity efforts and just getting that on-off repetition for the crits is a bit more important. But honestly, like you could just kind of go over to the US and just race I think I raced like 30 crits in the 3 months, or over 30 crits in the 3 months I was there. And that's
so awesome.
That's just your training. Like, you get so fit.
It's so cool.
You literally can't get there. And like, if you want bang for buck in race experience and just overall vibe, go to America.
Yes.
Dang.
I've had some people are like, hesitant to come over because obviously they see everything that's going on. But if you want to enjoy America for the best, if you really want to see what America's like, just go over there. Like, it's so different.
Dang. USA spot for her. USA Cycling is like your new spokesperson.
Please. They didn't even
nationality.
They didn't even let me ride the track nationals. I asked them if I could ride the track nationals, and they're like, no. I'm like,
but you absolutely didn't. You crush all the trackies out. What race did you do?
I beat all the sprinters. I beat all the sprinters in the Kieran.
That's so funny.
I was kind of flogged in the endurance events because the altitude in the Colorado Springs kind of bit me.
Yeah,
that was kind of rough.
That makes me so happy.
Yeah,
Claudia's a beast. Okay. Also, Danny wanted to know what your track race warm up song is.
Ooh. It really depends on the vibe. I think I really love the hot girl music. Like, get that.
Yes.
Fergie, get the man eater out. Like,
yep.
I love those kind of songs. But then sometimes it's a bit more like grungy, kind of like
moody.
Yeah, like funk kind of music. That kind of like I don't know. But yeah, usually if I want like a positive hype up, it's gonna be the hot girl like classics.
Love that. That's great.
Yeah.
Slay.
Thanks for the question, Danny.
Wish you were here.
Wish you were here. No.
Thanks for chatting all things track with us, Claudia. I know that's like a bit of a departure from what we usually talk about, but it's fun getting it from you and hearing more about your year, especially at Worlds and some of those biggest races globally. Yeah. It's so cool. It was so much fun watching you. I was cheering you on.
Thanks. Yeah, I know some of the other girls would definitely be keen to jump on. So maybe we can get a bit more track and pro road talk.
Yeah, I think that would be so much fun. We'd love that. And we'll get Riley on.
Yes, that would be another good one to speak to.
Yeah.
Yay!